my head to sing fast.
Hey, welcome back. This is Tales from the Cassette. I'm Jeff Beach.
I'm Joey Graves.
And this week, we are going to talk about one of our favorite bands. I've got a couple of their albums over my shoulder tonight, Journey. And quite frankly, I can't believe after all the podcasts that we've done to date that we've only talked about them once, I think.
Really?
We did a review of Raised on Radio.
Oh, we did. That's right.
And I think that's the only official time that we've talked about Journey other than them popping up in our favorite band list.
Yeah, their name has been tossed around a couple of times.
Yeah, have to be one of our favorite bands. In fact, and we've talked about sort of the origins of this podcast and you and I being in the car a lot during college, going back and forth for 5-hour drives. That album here on this shoulder, The Greatest Hits, came out right as we were entering college. And I think we listened to that one a ton.
Oh, yeah, a ton.
Yeah, a ton. On cassette, I think.
Oh, it would have been cassette, yes.
That would have been cassette times.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do tonight was talk about Journey a little bit. We're going to try to keep this to 30 minutes tonight. So if we feel like we got more Journey to discuss, we may do some more at a later date. But we're going to talk a little bit about the band and some of our favorite songs and maybe albums from Journey as we get started. But before we do that, just news of the day. I think the only thing that I had written down, well, two things. One is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced their newest inductees.
Yes.
It was an interesting list. I think Iron Maiden got in with Phil Collins. That should be a great collaboration when they do their concert on stage. Can't wait to see that.
Well, the man could barely move, so
yes, I know. Sade, I think it is.
Sade, yeah.
So there were some good ones. There were some that were questionable. Next year, when they do the nominations, we're going to do a show about it. So prepare. Okay. You got a year to get ready for that.
Okay, I think I can do it.
Well, and we'll talk about the nominations. Yeah, this year there were really not many classics. Oh, Billy Idol got in.
I think Billy Idol deserves it. I think Iron Maiden. I'm not a huge Iron Maiden fan, but no. I think they deserve it.
I think they deserve it. So there was a couple on there that I was like, okay, whatever. But we'll talk about that at the future Rock and Roll Hall of Fame podcast.
It's like Sade. Isn't there like a rhythm or R&B?
No.
Hall of Fame? Or
there is not. No.
I don't understand Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No.
Maybe they should change their name to Music Hall of Fame.
That's what it's turned into.
Yes. That would be more fitting.
The other thing is, Paul Stanley performed this weekend at the Indie Kiss Expo.
Yes.
Yeah. So got up there and sang, I just blanked. Detroit Rock City. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It sounded pretty good.
Sounded good. Sounded fun. And then I saw today they announced Kiss Landlocked in Vegas later this year. So full band was on the announcement, the full current band, and said there would be 2 performances. Mm-hmm. And unmasked, of course, and more to come. So we'll see.
All right, start saving those pennies.
I know. We're gonna take all the revenue from our podcast and go to Vegas. All right, but tonight we're gonna talk about Journey. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about Journey. Journey, obviously, this band's been around since the 70s. And really, Neil Schon, their guitarist, has been in the band since the beginning. Joined from Santana, has been through it all the way through their early times when they were really a fusion prog rock band in the early 70s, to a more of a blues rock type band in the late 70s, and then turned into a full on monster 80s rock band, I guess is the best description in the 80s. And they're still around today. Still touring.
Yep.
Still touring. Still touring, and will come in this area this summer. I have seen them in the last couple years, and I'll say they sound awesome even now. They, of course, production nowadays from what you used to be able to do is way better. I think, as musicians, he and Jonathan Cain only are getting better. They've brought in some great musicians as part of the band. If you like Journey, you should definitely see them live now because they sound great.
Well, I mean, even, if you've been playing the same songs for 50 freaking years every night, you should be pretty tight.
You should be tight. You should be tight. I like how they just sound really good together. And he's brought in some additional musicians. They have a drummer that's been on and off with them, Dean Castronova, who, despite them having a lead singer that can sing like Steve Perry, the drummer actually is the one that sounds just like Steve Perry. Almost
with a little bit more scratchiness in the voice.
Yeah, but if you listen to some of his Steve Perry's 80-ish stuff, I mean, it is close. It is really close. He is quite the singer, and he sings some songs. He did a rendition of Mother, Father at the concert that I saw, and it was like, wow. He should sing more. He should sing more.
I think maybe for a tour or two, he did do a lot of the, if not all the singing. Yes.
I would guess that whatever happens after this is Journey's final tour they've announced. Now Neil Schon is not done with Journey music, and I think he will probably continue on with some variation of a band. Probably not Journey official, just for the legal name right stuff. But my guess is when they go, that the drummer will become a much more prominent singer in whatever branches out of there.
I know, but how about Neil get together with John Waite and Bad English?
A little bad English reunion. They could, but John Waite's still touring. He's still out there too. Their singer Arnel Pineda. Is it Pineda?
Arnel Pineda.
Arnel Pineda. Yeah. He's great. He does a nice job on the songs. I like seeing them. Still listen to a lot of their music just on the fly. So tonight we thought we'd talk about some of their best albums, some of their music, some of our favorite songs. And then we'll see where that goes for a potential Journey 2 episode. As I was doing some research today, I kind of broke up their band history in segments. So there was the prog rock segment, which they had a few albums in early 70s that were prog rock. The self-titled Journey album, Look Into the Future, and Next. I don't listen to those as much. I'm not into the prog rock scene as much. It can be fine and just background music, but really Journey, as most people are familiar with, came into being when Steve Perry joined the band in the late 70s with the album Infinity.
Yep. Yeah, there was a short period of time, or a very, very short period of time, where Robert Fleischman was in Journey.
Yes, and you can hear him on some of the songs.
Yeah, right before the Steve Perry.
Yes.
I mean, I love Robert. Love him. I've actually met him personally. Wonderful guy, nice guy.
Vinnie Vincent Invasion singer.
Yeah. The last person you would think would be Vinnie Vincent Invasion is singer, but nice guy, but can't compete with Steve Perry. No. I mean, Steve Perry in the 80s, you can't compete with him.
Can't compete. So the second part, and I sort of think, I mentioned it before, I see this if you've not listened to these albums sort of in full, but they're late 70s albums into 1980, Infinity, Evolution, and Departure are really like blues rock type albums. And they're really fun. There's some great songs on there. Very different from what you're going to see in sort of what I think is the next version of Journey, which was when they became just massive stadium size band, which was the 80s, and they put out Escape and Frontiers and Raise on Radio. And they were probably one of the biggest bands in the world around that time. So that was another phase. Yeah. And then there was the last phase, which is they did get back with Steve Perry once for an album. And then they've continued to put out new music. In fact, their last album was released 4 years ago. Continues to be good music, I think. Of course, nobody picks up new songs anymore like that, but they have continued to put out new music with this current band.
You know what? It's you think about the Journeys, the Foreigners, and there's others. They're timeless.
Yes.
I mean, kids, teenagers nowadays are listening to Journey and Foreigner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's timeless. 40, 50 years later, they're listening to it. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And it's and part of it is too that these songs keep showing up in their other media. It's showing up on movies. It's showing up on the TV shows that they watch. It's showing up in TikTok videos. And so, yeah, I think I read an article that Steve Lukather said, and they talked about Toto, and he's like, it's so fun nowadays because all of a sudden they might get huge revenue streams from Spotify because one of their songs showed up in Stranger Things. And then all of a sudden they go look at their Spotify rankings and their average age of listener is in their 20s. Who, they weren't around when Rosanna came out.
I mean, that period of Journey, those 3 albums that you brought up in the early 80s. I mean, again, those songs are timeless. Like Toto, Africa,
yeah,
will never get old. What a great written song, great produced song, great performed song. It will be timeless, and we'll hear it again in 30 years. Still hear it.
Maybe we'll break down. So let's start with maybe what's your favorite, if you have to pick a Journey album. And we mentioned it before, we did review Raise on Radio, sort of because it's not one of my favorites. So it won't show up on my favorite list. But if you had to pick an album, what is your favorite on the fly?
I hate to go. I will say maybe Frontiers.
Okay. All right. You know what? I thought about this I was actually driving the other day, and the song off of Frontiers came on, and Faithfully. And as I was thinking about it, and you and I are probably the same in this, in that a lot of these songs come on and you can remember like a specific period of your life where you heard that song. And so the song comes on the radio and you're like, oh, I remember this moment. And so like when Faithfully comes on, I can remember being at a friend's of ours house in Carrollton, living on the main drag there, and they're having a party, and this song comes on, and all the middle school kids at this party are dancing to it. That's the scene I remember when I hear Faithfully.
Would that be Katrina's birthday party?
Yes. See,
I remember. I remember.
Yeah, and that's the scene that comes up because that's what I remember from, and that happens with a lot of songs from those days. It's like, oh, I remember being in the car and going here, or being at this place and going here, or at a dance or concert or whatever. But yeah, so that is a I kind of break it in two. But if I was sort of to pick like their later albums, once they got out of the blues rock stuff, that album is just so good. I mentioned Faithfully. That also is probably my favorite song on it from Journey, which is, well, one of my favorite songs, Separate Ways.
So Separate Ways is good, but I will say well, I don't know if we're going off on a tangent here, but my all time favorite Journey song is Chain Reaction.
Oh,
and it's on this song this album.
Yes.
It's a sleeper song, but it's just a good chugging rock song.
They did not release Chain Reaction.
No, they did not.
But it was well known because of this album got played a lot when we had it, and so I knew that song well at the time as well.
And then on the 2006 CD re-release, Ask the Lonely was on here as well.
Yes, and
that's one of my favorite Journey songs as well.
Yes, and Only the Young showed up on there. Yes. So both of those songs were due to be put on here and got pulled off for soundtracks. Vision Quest, Academy Award winning movie, and Two of a Kind, which did not win any awards. But great songs. A couple things. So Separate Ways is on here. Love that song. That song has grown on me even more over the years. It's a great rock song. It probably would be even better if I would never see that video again. One of the worst 80s videos of all time with an awesome song, but it was not a good look for Journey at the time. And if you haven't seen that,
at the time, it was a good look.
Yeah, it was bad. And the band doesn't like it either. Yeah, the band doesn't like it, and so that's not good. But sort of a side B release, I guess. After the Fall is an outstanding song. Yep. And if you like the Journey and the rhythms and them all singing together, background vocals and singing this chorus together, they just sound great. Yeah,
so,
and go ahead.
Looking at the writers on this album, every song was written by the member of the band.
Yep.
Every song, even on the CD re-release where they put four tracks on.
Yep.
Everything was written by the members.
Yeah, Ross Valerie was not a songwriter apparently.
No, he must not be. Because everybody else is pretty much on here.
Yeah, Steve Smith's on there. Yep. He wrote some, but yeah, I think one of the things, and you see it in a number of their songs. Neil Schon can play guitar like somebody singing the guitar, and he does that so well in those songs, really, where the chorus is guitar or something. And After the Fall does that. Separate Ways does that. Of course, Faithfully's got their thing. So great album there. That is one of my favorites. I will say that some of the 70s albums, like if I'm just going to put something on, I will love to go listen to. And I think that Departure, which was released in 1980, is one of my favorites as well. Got Any Way You Want on it, of course, from Caddyshack. But also Walks Like a Lady sort of has that blues feeling to it.
Bluesish. Yeah,
very bluesish. So Greg Raleigh's still in the band at this time. Someday Soon is really good. Stay a While. So bonus track, Natural Thing, fits well on this album. So this is another album just to put on and listen to the whole thing.
Well, there's a Valerie. There's a Valerie song, Natural Thing.
People and Places. Yeah, so he did do a little bit of writing.
People and Places and Natural Thing.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a good one. And then
I think Jonathan Cain, and I know we took the place of Raleigh.
Yep.
But I mean, I liked some songs on this album with the Perry Raleigh voices.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Where Jonathan Cain really doesn't sing anything other than backing vocals.
Yeah, they lost that when Raleigh left.
Jonathan Cain is a hell of a songwriter, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's all over when he joined the band, he's all over every song.
Well, yeah. So he joins the band. So Departure is Raleigh's last album, and so he's writing with all of them, and he decides he's done with the band after that, and then Escape is the next one, which came out right before Frontiers that you mentioned. Escape has Don't Stop Believing on it, so Believe In. Probably one of their most popular songs nowadays, though it wasn't their highest charting song off this album. But yeah, the entire album was again written by the band, except for Matt Schoen, who I don't know who that is, some relation to Neil, wrote Mother Father with them. Yeah. But yeah, the charts for this song. So the see if I can find it here. So they released 5 songs from this album. Who's Crying Now was first. Don't Stop Believing was next, and then the biggest one was Open Arms.
Oh,
of course. But the funny thing is that Who's Crying or Don't Stop Believing, as big as that song is now and is used in so many places, at the time it sort of topped out. It was let's see if I can find how high it charted. Let's see. Top 100. I should look this up earlier. High in 2012, it was the best-selling digital track of the 20th century. So it's got a lot. Oh, here we go. Weekly charts. It made it to number 8. As high as it got. As popular as it is today, it got to number 8.
Well, I would almost bet, I haven't been to a prom in a very long time, but I bet if you went to a prom nowadays in 2026, Open Arms or Don't Stop Believing, I bet one of those two are on the playlist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one gets played a lot in bars, restaurants, ball games, just about everywhere. Yeah, extremely popular. Yeah, you can't escape this one. Yeah, I mean it's a very unique song. I love the piano start to it, and then the guitar that comes in. And this is another one where Neil Schoen can just make the guitar talk like it's a guitar solo, but it's also like it's almost like a course the way he plays that thing.
Well, it's truly a shame that the Jonathan Cain Neil Schoen relationship kind of went the separate ways. No pun intended. Separate ways. But they were just in the 80s. They were just magical.
They were. I mean, and they still are. They still play. They don't write together really anymore. They do have some songs together on some of the latest albums, but they don't write like they used to. They tolerate each other, I think.
But when you say write together, do you mean like Jonathan Cain writes a bunch of lyrics, like song lyrics, and then emails it to Schoen, and Schoen puts the guitar to it, and that's writing together.
That's the writing together now.
It's not like sitting in a studio and writing together,
No, I mean, every indication are the band, they tolerate each other for the band, knowing that this is the last tour and that they know they sound great. They're selling out stadiums and arenas. So they know it sounds great. So we're going to write together. Like you said, that's how they do it. They get on stage and they're on opposite sides of the stage and they stay there the entire show. They don't interact really at all. And they do that every night. And so, when you see them, like when somebody on the band posts some sort of social media post, they're usually not together. It's the parts of the band together. It's functioning. If you see them, you don't see any indication there's a problem there, but it is a shame because it's going to be the end of that relationship. And they had their songwriting together was amazing. And they sort of kept the band together post Steve Perry, which, a lot of bands would have just crashed after that.
I mean, I guess a person can put up with a lot for a big paycheck,
Yeah. And I think those two do love the band and don't want it to end up like a lot of other bands. So, and it's interesting. So, if you're listening to this and you're like, so many people will say, I'm not going to see if Steve Perry's not with, I'm not going. Well, Steve Perry hasn't been in the band since 1996. So what is that? 30, what we got? 30, 40 years. We're at 40 now, right?
Yeah.
40 years. So 40 years he's not been in the band, and you're missing out with that.
Because 96 would be 30 years.
30 years, sorry. Doing the numbers wrong. Yeah. I was a marketing major, not math.
You know me. I wasn't very good.
So yeah, 30 years he's not been in the band. So the current singer has been in the band longer than Steve Perry was ever in the band. And you're missing out because they've sort of kept the magic going without him in the band, without his songwriting, which everybody knows was outstanding. And they've sort of kept the magic going. Even so, I mean, you can make a lot of arguments for some bands and how many people were still in it before. But they've done a really nice job, I think, every time that I've seen them, of just really making sure. We've talked before about bands we go see, and are they having fun on stage? Are they having a good time? And are they sort of carrying on the legacy? And every time I've seen them, it feels like they are happy to be out in front of the people playing this music.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think Neil, he'd continue putting out. I think he likes making new music all the time. I don't think everybody else does, but I think he does. I think he pushes, and they put out some good music. That last album, Freedom, that came out in 22, they self-produced that. It's a little self-produced, like you would expect, but there's some good songs on there. Good songs.
I've been listening to it, so I couldn't.
Oh, you haven't listened to it? You would like it.
I'm not.
You'd like it. It is good. So, but yeah. So, well, we'll close this one maybe out with what's your favorite Journey. Well, your favorite Journey song, and then your what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm gonna give you a sleeper. How about that?
Sleeper. That's favorite. Give me a favorite and a sleeper.
Well, Chain Reaction is my favorite Journey song.
Okay.
Now, this is going to surprise you.
Okay, give it to me. I can take it.
I will say, let me see, that right after Steve Perry, who was the singer?
Right after?
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been Steve Algieri?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you're going deep in there then.
Yeah, Arrival.
Uh-huh.
With Steve Algieri as the lead singer. There are a couple of fantastic songs on that album.
That's a good album.
Higher Place, which was actually written by Jack Blades and Neil Schon, which that's a pretty good combination.
That's a good combination. Little Damn Yankees.
And Signs of Life.
Okay. That's two. You gave me two.
Oh, sorry. But so I would say Signs of Life as a sleeper. That is a great Journey song.
All right.
And Steve Algieri sounds a lot like Steve Perry. So if you have to, I mean, or he did anyway.
I saw that tour, and I remember seeing that tour. And the funniest thing about that tour was, the media wasn't quite the same back in the day when Algieri was there. And so people would go see Journey and not really realize that's not Steve Perry on stage. And from a distance, and seeing him in like a venue like Riverbend here in Cincinnati, you could be out in the lawn way out back, and I'd see, and Algieri had the long black hair, and he kind of wore the long flowing shirt, and people would be like, "Wow, Steve Perry sounds great." And I'm like, "Yeah, that is not him, not him." But yeah, yeah. So, but I did see that he did a great job. Sounds like his voice went out.
Yeah. It went out, unfortunately.
Yeah. And they had a couple other singers, and they got Arnell, and he's done a good job.
Yep. Been there for a long time.
All right. So my favorite, I mentioned Separate Ways. I like that song, but my favorite is Don't Stop Believing. Even when that song comes on the radio today, I don't turn it, even though I know it so extremely well. It's just, it's a perfect song. And yeah. So my radio set, so it beeps when like groups come on that I want to listen to. And when Journey comes on, and then it's usually that song. And so I'll play it. Yeah. Depending on the station that it tells me it's on, I know what song it's going to be.
Well, I mean, like nowadays, like probably in the day or back in the 80s or when the Sopranos, what the Sopranos, what they used Don't Stop Believing, right?
They did. Sopranos used it on the closing of their final episode.
Right. So, I mean, you heard it all the time.
Yeah.
And, maybe back then I may have turned it off.
Yeah.
To a different station because I was sick and tired of it. But nowadays, when it comes on my Spotify, I always listen. I mean, there's not a whenever Journey comes on my Spotify, I do not skip it.
Don't skip it.
Yeah, all right. It's because I know it's going to be a good song.
I'll give you my sleeper hit, or it's not a hit, sleeper song that I like. So this one's going to be off, since I was talking so much how I like their late 70s blues rock. I will go to the album Evolution, was the second album with Steve Perry. So, and again, every song on this album, except for one that has a co-writer, was written by the band. But this song is When You're Alone, It Ain't Easy. Little nice blues rock song. Listen to that when you get a chance.
Okay.
Whole album is kind of like that, though. They did a lot of that from late Infinity through this one and some of Departure. And then they went, became an 80s rock band. It's funny when I was looking at the albums. So, they had their fusion rock, which didn't really chart. And then Infinity went 3 times platinum. Evolution, 3 times platinum. And these numbers might be outdated, but this is at the time. Departure, 3 times platinum. Then they go in the 80s, and we talked about how big they got. Escape, 10 times platinum. Frontiers, 6 times. Raised on Radio, 2 times platinum. So, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. Bad.
So, fun band. Still good. If you get a chance, you go see them. I am going. They're coming to Cincinnati. I want to go see them. If I'm around that week, I will go see them.
Buy me a ticket. I don't know when it is, but
worst thing is they're in Heritage Bank Center, which is the dump. So if any executives from Heritage Bank are watching this, please tear that building down and build a new one. That's where I saw Journey last time. It is awful. You know why people in the Who concert died? Because it's still built the same exact way.
I haven't seen a concert there since I saw Rush there in 90. Man, it's been a long time. Yeah. Maybe 89, 90?
Yeah, I saw Rush. I've seen Billy Joel there. I saw Elton John there. I saw Journey there. I saw Kiss there. Yeah, it's not a good place at all. I do not recommend it, but sometimes it's the only place to see a band.
Well, I guess now Heritage Bank will not be a sponsor of our podcast.
No, they won't. They won't like that. But I think everybody knows. I'm not saying something that people around here don't know. So go see it if you get a chance. That is our Journey discussion. We may do some additional Journey album reviews at a future time, but we'll finish this one now. You got anything else for this?
You know me, I could always talk about.
I know we can talk about it. Journey, especially. We can talk all night. We go do album. We could go by track and cover it. So we may do that another time. So, but for now, we'll sign off. I am Jeff Beach.
Joey Graves.
We are. I forgot to say this at the beginning, but we are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. We are on Twitter and Facebook. So like us, share us, comment. If you want to hear some more Journey talk, let us know. And we will be back soon with another podcast.
All right. Looking forward to it.
See you later.
See ya. I've been here the entire time.